There is something truly magical about planting a grapevine. Unlike so many of the plants we nurture in our gardens, which give their all for a single season, a vine is a long-term companion. It is a plant that grows with you, year after year, establishing deep roots not just in the soil, but in the story of your garden. The true joy of a grapevine is that its generosity increases with age. A young vine might offer you a handful of precious bunches, but a mature, well-tended one can reward you with a bounty that seems almost miraculous. This is a journey of patience, where the efforts of one year lay the groundwork for the next. This is the secret that every gardener who has ever grown grapes comes to understand. The vine is a living legacy. Each winter pruning, each summer's day of sunshine, and each bucket of water contributes to its strength and character. It asks for our attention, certainly, but what it gives back is far greater. The flavor of a grape picked from your own vine, warmed by the sun and eaten right there in the garden, is a taste of pure success. It is a connection to the seasons and to the land itself. Growing grapes is not just about the fruit. It is about cultivating a relationship with a plant that will be part of your life for decades to come. The remarkable thing about this process is how straightforward it can be. You do not need a vast estate or a sun-drenched Italian hillside to succeed. A sunny wall, a sturdy fence, or a simple pergola in a modest garden can be the perfect home for a vine. The key is to understand what the plant needs and to provide it with a little consistent care. In return, the vine will do what it does best: grow, climb, and produce fruit. With each passing year, you will learn more about its habits, and it will respond to your care with ever-increasing vigor and a more abundant harvest. So as we stand here on the cusp of planting, remember that you are not just putting a plant in the ground. You are starting a long and fruitful partnership. You are planting a promise of future harvests, of sweet, juicy grapes that will mark the passing of summers for many years to come. It is an investment of time and love, but one that pays the most delicious dividends. This is the enduring appeal of the grapevine, a plant that truly gets better and more generous with every year that passes. Let us begin this wonderful journey together. The first and most important decision you will make for your grapevine is choosing its home. Grapes are sun worshippers, and they need as much direct light as you can possibly give them. Look for a spot in your garden that receives at least 6 to 8 hours of full sun each day. A south-facing wall or fence is absolutely ideal, as the masonry soaks up the sun's warmth during the day and radiates it back onto the vine at night, helping to ripen the fruit. Poor light will only lead to disappointment, with sparse growth and sour grapes, so do take the time to observe the sun's path across your garden before you even think about digging. Once you have found your sunny spot, turn your attention to the soil. Grapevines have a deep-seated hatred of sitting in wet, boggy ground. They require soil that drains freely, allowing their roots to breathe and stretch out without fear of rot. If you have heavy clay soil, you must improve it. The best way to do this is by digging in plenty of organic matter. Well-rotted garden compost or manure will work wonders, breaking up the clay and creating a much better structure. Dig a generous hole, at least twice the width of the plant's pot, and mix your compost thoroughly with the excavated soil. Before you plant, it is wise to create a small mound at the base of your planting hole. This simple trick helps to ensure that water drains away from the crown of the plant, which is the most vulnerable part. When you are ready to plant, gently tease out the roots from the root ball and place the vine on top of your mound. The final planting depth is crucial. You want the point where the vine was grafted, a noticeable bulge on the stem, to sit a good few inches above the final soil level. This prevents the rootstock from sending up its own shoots and keeps the plant healthy. With your vine in position, backfill the hole with your improved soil, firming it in gently with your hands or the ball of your foot to remove any large air pockets. Then, give it a thorough watering to help the soil settle around the roots. If you are planting more than one vine, give them plenty of space to grow. A distance of at least 6 to 8 feet between plants is a good rule. This ensures each vine gets enough sun and air, which is vital for preventing disease later on. This careful start is the best gift you can give your new plant. Now that your vine is in the ground, the next step is to provide it with support. Grapevines are natural climbers, and they need a sturdy structure to cling to. This could be a system of horizontal wires stretched between posts, a trellis fixed to a wall, or the framework of a pergola. Whatever you choose, make sure it is strong, as a mature vine laden with fruit can be surprisingly heavy. In the first year, your goal is simple. Encourage a single, strong main stem to grow straight up to your first support wire. Tie it in gently as it grows, and snip off any weak side shoots that appear. This focuses all the plant's energy into creating a powerful trunk. The word pruning can often sound intimidating, but for grapevines, it is the absolute key to success. Without a yearly prune, a vine will quickly become a tangled, unproductive mess of leaves. The fundamental principle is this: grapes form on new shoots that grow from one-year-old wood. Therefore, your task each winter, when the vine is dormant, is to cut back the growth from the previous season to create a framework of old wood from which new fruit-bearing shoots will emerge. It is a simple, beautiful cycle, and once you understand it, pruning becomes a satisfying and essential winter job in the garden. For a simple system, you can train a permanent main stem, or rod, horizontally along your support wire. Each winter, you will find a number of upright stems that grew from this rod during the summer. Your job is to select the strongest of these, spaced about 6 inches apart, and prune them back hard, leaving just 2 healthy buds on each one. Then, you remove all the other weaker stems completely. From each of these 2 buds, a new shoot will grow in the spring, and it is these shoots that will carry your bunches of grapes. It feels drastic, but this hard pruning is precisely what stimulates the vine to produce a fantastic crop. This annual process of training and pruning does more than just encourage fruit. It keeps the vine at a manageable size, and crucially, it allows good air circulation through the leaves. When air can move freely around the plant, it dries the foliage quickly after rain, which is your greatest defense against fungal diseases like downy and powdery mildew. Think of pruning not as cutting back, but as directing the plant's immense energy exactly where you want it to go, into producing clusters of delicious sweet grapes for you to harvest at the end of summer. Beyond the crucial winter prune, a little yearly care will keep your vine healthy and productive for a lifetime. As growth begins in spring, it is the perfect time to provide some nourishment. Grapes are not exceptionally greedy plants, but a balanced feed will give them a good start. A sprinkle of a general-purpose fertilizer, like blood, fish, and bone, around the base of the vine is ideal. Even better is to apply a generous mulch of well-rotted garden compost or manure. This not only feeds the soil slowly, but also helps to suppress weeds, and most importantly, conserve precious moisture during the warmer months. Watering is a matter of balance. In their first year, young vines need regular watering to help them establish a deep root system. For mature vines, however, it is best to be more measured. Once established, their roots go deep in search of water. Water them well during prolonged dry spells, especially when the tiny grapes are beginning to swell. However, as the fruits start to change color and ripen, it is wise to reduce watering. A little bit of water stress at this stage can actually concentrate the sugars in the fruit, making them much sweeter and more flavorful when you come to pick them. Keeping a watchful eye on your vine is the best way to catch problems early. The most common issues are powdery or downy mildew, which appear as a dusty white or fluffy gray coating on the leaves. The best solution is prevention. Ensure good airflow through the canopy by tying in new shoots and removing any excess leaves that are shading the fruit. Pests, such as aphids or wasps, can also be a nuisance. Aphids can be washed off with a jet of water, and wasps, drawn to the sweet ripening fruit, can be deterred by placing the bunches inside old muslin bags or even the feet cut from old pairs of tights. Finally, the moment you have been waiting for, the harvest. Knowing when to pick is an art learned through observation. Do not judge by color alone. The best way to know if a grape is truly ripe is to taste it. A ripe grape will be sweet all the way through with a rich flavor. If it is still sharp, leave the bunch on the vine for another week in the sun. Once you start harvesting, you will realize the true reward for your work. And remember, with this simple routine of care, your grapevine will not only produce fruit next year, but will grow stronger, more established, and more generous with every season that passes.